Hello everyone. I know we've all heard of the final countdown. But today, I'm out here to get started on the final wall. Be back in just a little bit. Today, we get started with this wall. The wall that Mrs. Stedhomer over and over again referred to as the fuzzy wall. First thing we have to do, of course, is to get it all cleared out back in through here and get that replaced somewhere so that I can get up to it. Then I have to go up here at the top, and behind that beam right there I have to put some type of a 2x or something that will allow me screw points for the plywood that I'm getting ready to put up. When that's all done and this wall is cleared and everything, then I have back here in that box right there, I have a box of plastic that will be spread out and stapled down through here, kind of like a, I'm going to call it more of a dust barrier than a vapor barrier, but it'll be all of that. And when that is completed, then we start with the plywood. Now I don't have enough plywood to put up all of it yet, but maybe by the time I get completed with what I do have, I'll be able to pick up the last one or two pieces that I'll need to finish and complete this wall. So it's like I said, it seems like everything this winter is taking forever, but slowly but surely we're going to try to get this wall closed in. Now, I don't know if I have it or not, but I would sure hope and love to be able to paint it when I do get it up, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when I get to that point. Be back in a little bit. Okay, we have all of the mess that was along there cleaned out, and so that now I can get in there. I've gone up on this ladder and got some measurements there, and I have cut the 2x4s needed. They're laying here that I will mark in half and get those mounted up there, which is just one more step before we get to the end. I'll be back when I got these mounted up. Got them up. Actually fairly easy. All of them 2x4s marked down the center so that I can have plenty to attach them up there, and plenty for the plywood that's going to be attached to them. Next up, all of this blank area here is going to get fuzzy, but it'll be papery because I'll have the fuzzy going the other direction. Insulation is up. Now, I learned a lot on the very first piece that I put up. I learned that I could cut the insulation and keep the paper intact, and it would actually seal better. But back here I cut and it didn't. But you know, it's up. It's a barn. It don't matter. It's gonna work. Next thing, we unroll and cut the plastic and get ready to hang it up over top of all of this to more or less dust proof it. And just like that, the plastic's up. And it goes all the way down to the floor. I've even swapped ladders because that one's easier to move back there. And now I'm going through and putting the staples up before I start marking it for the wall boards that will be hanging hopefully next. We shall see. Oh, you're lucky there. I got one up. And you know, I decided to go this way rather than laying them down because it's a lot easier. I did some thinking, came up with an idea that worked like a charm, and that idea basically is leverage. As you can see right here, I got a 2x4, piece of 2x4 laid right there on that line. By bringing the board over and tilting it up and then lifting it up onto the 2x4, I don't have to pick it up. Then all I got to do is slide it up against there, butted in there. I have my pry bar down here that I slide under it and lift it till it bumps, and everything is sealed. I already had 6. I had 6 screws already pre-started. So all I have to do then is just drive a couple of them in. It is setting solid. And then I just take the time on the ladder to finish putting the screws in. Works like a charm. That's how you lift them up and put them in. Now I'm not going to bore you all with me putting the rest of these screws in. So that is the last board that I have. I have to get 2 more. Plus I had to put the bottom one on. So we'll be back in a little while. Once I get those boards, that'll probably be the end of the week or so. And we'll go from there. Our next task here is to put, like I've been calling it, the skirting on. Now of course, all that pegboard material has to be moved, but we're going to custom fit this skirting all the way down and try to get that mounted. Now, what I have here is 2 3/8 sheets of plywood. I bought this when I was bringing home all of the insulation work, and I needed something on top of it so that I could put the straps on it. Now when you put 2 3/8 together, you pretty much have a 3/4 inch. So what I'm doing here is I'm marking, and you can see where I've already done it. There and down there, and I've already chalk lined it. And I'm going to go get my rip fence, which is, there it is, standing there, that I will mount on here, and then use my circular saw and rip this off. Now, the problem that I'm having is, as you can see here, they're not flat, and I have to force them flat. That's why all of the clamps are laying around. And as soon as I get my rip fence put on there, then I will make sure everything is clamped, and before we make that cut. So I'm going to go ahead and get that taken care of and get it cut, and I'll bring you back when I'm done and I'm getting ready to put it down here underneath the first two panels and get it mounted. Got the first 3 8-foot sections put in, and we still have this to go. Hopefully here in the next couple of days I'll be able to get the wood for that. I'll go check it out, and then here's the piece that will go down there. So when we get to that point, I'll come back and we'll let you see how it's all being done and what it looks like when it's complete. Mama Stedhomer and I went shopping. And we got 2 3/4-inch OSB boards. Yeah, it's not plywood, but it couldn't afford the $40 they wanted for the plywood. Couldn't afford this either, but at least for that amount I was able to get 2. So we'll be able to finish this up here, which is exactly what we're going to do here shortly. Wall is finally covered. That OSB doesn't look too bad. Mama Stedhomer was over here and she says, you gotta paint that. So I'm off down to the basement to see if we have any of that primer paint that we used in her side. But really, all in all, there's only one more thing to do here, and this wall, in my opinion, can be called complete, and so will this video. Be back in just a second. Now that wall is done. All I got to do now is get my coat hangers and hang on the bottom of that, and I'll be top notch. So, another little project done and complete. This is Stedhomer. Hope you enjoyed your visit and you'd like to come back again. Don't forget to give us thumbs up, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your local sign maker. Y'all have a blessed, blessed day. We'll catch you the next time around. Bye-bye.